All right, we're back. We have another key from Discord regular Maple. Looks like it's going to be a Fuster Cluck. That should be fun. This is the opposite of the last UI. Every single button in the middle of the screen. And then this is a UI where I would be looking to thin stuff out, right? I would be looking to thin out. I would be looking to get like water shield out of there. I don't know what button this is. Is that healing wave? It might be some sort of like undulation thing. Okay. So we're stealthing through. We're pulling the Bloodhorn in. Where's our focus target? All right, so right away as a shaman, we need to be focus targeting one of the either Passerin or Sethel, depending on who we're going in. And so right away, this first initial, like right when you go into this pull, it's going to be a lot of damage, right? So right away, you want to start this pull with making sure you have Cloudburst down, making sure you get Vesper down, and then immediately throwing like some other button probably. All right, so we're blasting. We get our Vesper down. We get our... Looks like Cloudburst is down too. Okay, we're chilling. We're blasting. I still don't see a focus target for our kick, though. That's okay, though. We're just blasting. We're just chain lightning blasters. Do we have our Earth Ellie up? Are we running Earth Ellie Lego? I'm trying to figure it out. We did not use our Earth Ellie. I assume maybe we're not using Earth Ellie Lego. Okay, we're blasting. We use a kick. We link. I'd be a little careful using link here. This was I think I like the quick link. Maybe our tank called for it actually. Maybe our tank was dry or something and called for it. Oh, it's chains. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's why we're casting chain heal, and that's why we have so many chain lightnings. Yeah. We have we're playing chains. I think chains is fine in here. Chains is pretty fun. Chains especially feels good for this boss. You're gonna burn through your mana really quick, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter too much. So we're lava bursting. Technically, if we're playing chains on 3 targets, we want to be chain lightninging for optimal damage, but it's actually really good that we're breaking the shield there. It's actually really well played that we were using our lava burst procs on Sethel to break the shield and get him out of the puddles or whatever. I think that's something that a lot of people worry about too much is, oh, it's 3 targets. It means I should spam chain lightning. But really, like, that priority damage on Sethel was great. And everyone's focusing Decia, so, like, yeah, all the damage on Sethel was very valuable there, especially to break that shield. We have Vesper up. We need to make sure we throw down Vesper. I like using a @cursor macro for my Vesper, just because it just saves you a click. What do they call it with League or, like, smart casting or whatever? Yeah, so they were a little... this is fine, the order that they killed it in. I feel like their damage is pretty good for this key level, so they're chilling. At the same time, though, you know, they could have done it a little bit faster just by even cleaving them all. They kind of like Omega burn Decia. Maybe they didn't have a Soothe or something. All right, so we're chilling. We're getting mana. Things are going well so far. Is Chains better with High Tide? I would still run Ascendance. Ascendance is just like such an awesome, like, oh no button. Yeah, Chains is fun in here, mainly because there's actually a lot of group healing to do. So, like, group healing on Fortified Grievous, you actually don't mind pressing Chain Lightning or Chain Heal on, like, any of the pulls. Okay, so this can be a really, really scary pull. So this is a pull where we want to, like, be really well set up. Like, I think having a pre-healing rain, having Riptides out. Okay, perfect. Really good here. Really good. We were, like, Omega ready for this. We have a soul targeted, you know, we can focus target a guy for dispels. Where's our Astral Shift? So as soon as we need to slam Astral Shift here, right away we get targeted. So one thing I like to do is, I think as good as everyone hugs the left wall here, because what happened is some people were here, but we were out here. So as soon as these guys turned the corner, we got Giga focused. It could just be luck or whatever, but usually you kind of want to have everyone sort of spread out and getting in combat at the same time so that you don't get focused. But as a healer, you'll get focused pretty often. Sometimes I'll see Zalia, like when I watch Zalia do this dungeon, he literally GS'd himself. Like, he GS'd himself right on pull and then just press boon. So I think just slamming Astral Shift on pull is a good move here. And then we also have our Reservoir too. Our Owl. What is our Owl doing? Okay, we do press our Desausage Trinket. We're blasting away. Chain Lightning, Chain Heal. Okay, just a little bit of setup stuff. Also, Cap Totem is really good here as well. Like towards the end, just like throw it on a Cap Totem when it's like halfway through the pull or when you have the Spirit Global. I think that's probably going to be more efficient than pressing like a chain lightning or something. Okay, so we're zooming away again. This is a little that was very unlucky. Well, so what happened here is we got hit by something, right? Yeah, so this is one where I think, so right here we get hit by this. I think it's honestly not even a bad play to let's see, do we have a health potion? No, we used it. It's kind of unlucky. We don't have anything. We don't have, yeah, this is just kind of unfortunate. Maybe just like slam down a cloudburst right when you get in there so that you can maybe heal yourself. But this was just pretty unfortunate that you got hit by the swirly, and then as soon as you turn the corner, you died. I don't really hate that. That was unlucky deaths happen a lot in fortified theater like that. I mean, obviously we don't want to get hit by the swirly, but okay, so it wasn't, the first one was a swirly. So we got hit by a swirly right when we were running through the gauntlet. And so our health wasn't full. And then we got banged by like 2 of the souls, I think. Okay. So here we have 2 portal guardians that we have to worry about, and we're sort of thinking about how we want to spread out our cooldowns. So we have Ascendance in 145, Link, and Healing Tide. Personally, I love Link on the second Portal Guardian because the debuffs are usually what kills you in the second Portal Guardian. And being able to Link just to make sure nobody dies to a debuff, I think is key. So I think I would just ask people to use defensives probably, like this first one, because we have a Shackled Soul. And then I would maybe just Healing Tide the second one. And you could also maybe Mana Tide or whatever too, if we have that. Looks like this one isn't hitting too hard. Oh no. Slamming everything? Okay, good. God, just this one soul on the Portal Guardian is so troll, but I think we're okay. And we managed to save our Link, which was good. I mean, honestly, all things considered, I feel like we're playing pretty well. Obviously a few small things, but so like here I would just drop Healing Tide. Because I would, yeah, see, we linked here, but this next Portal Guardian I would much rather have Link for. I would probably have just Healing Tided that. I think that was just a little bit overkill. Also, we ended up using our Astral Shift too, and I can't see everybody, but I don't think we're dwarves. Having dwarves on this next part is really, really beneficial. If your Warlock's a gamer, he can switch to his Imp to help you dispel on this next pull as well. Alright, so we purge the Magus, which is good. We drop Vesper here. Yeah, I'm never sure if I should drop Vesper here or not. It's probably fine. On a fortified, at least. It'll probably come up at some point in the next pull. Alright, we get our kick. Nice. So far, so good. I'm surprised this key ends in a 27 death misery. Blood Rage, yeah, I saw it on the first pull. I'm not really an Orc Shaman main. I can't really give that good of advice when to use Blood Rage. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, so we MC that guy. Okay, so it's just the Soulbinder. So what we do there, we dispel the Blood Decay, the debuff. I actually wouldn't do that. I would save your Dispel here because number one, now you can't dispel this curse, and also your Dispel is going to fall behind. So almost always on this pull, your Blood Decay is going to go in, he's going to get the debuff, and you just let it sit on him. So now here comes the Soulstorm. We need to press Ascendance here 100%. I would literally just press like Ascendance, Healing Tide, and just mash our buttons, right? Because this is going to hurt really bad. Again, see, we don't have a Dispel. Okay, we press Ascendance. We're blasting. See, this is where SLT would make this a lot less stressful. We definitely need to Dispel. Oh, we get a really... Oh boy, we Dispel the Warlock. So okay, so here's the thing. This is where I think a little bit of frame visibility, like customizing your voodoo, would help you. Because, like, okay, so watch what happens here, right? This is going to go really fast. So Soulstorm is going off. Healing. Your Rogue is hurting and your Warlock is hurting, right? Ideally, your Warlock has an Imp out and can dispel somebody, but okay, so watch this, right? Both the Warlock and the Rogue are hurting, and we've fallen behind on dispels. Or let's see, where's our Dispel cooldown? Either way, though, we're gonna fall behind on Dispels. Dude, there's so many spell icons, I never know where to look. I know, okay, it's right here. So here's our Dispel. It just comes up. So our Rogue gets the curse. Our Rogue also has the dot, too, right? And we go to Dispel the Rogue, but then our Warlock gets hit by this bolt, right? But here's the thing, your warlock's seated. So you need to just ignore your warlock. He's seated and has the necrotic thingy on him. Like, you need to keep your rogue alive. But the thing is, you don't realize that he's seated right away, and you dispel the warlock to try and save him, and you're wasting heals on the warlock when he's just seated, right? When really you need to heal the rogue, and the rogue is going to cheat, or maybe did cheat already. And now, see, the warlock dies anyway because there's nothing we could have done, right? And then, yeah, this it's a little unfortunate. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we just really fell behind on dispels. I think this is like a really big like dwarf / imp dispel difference, right? Like if you go into this pack where 4 of your teammates are dwarves and you have an imp dispelling, you just don't fall behind like this. Also, everybody used so like your rogue, I don't know what your rogue cloaked, if it was the last guardian or whatever, but your rogue definitely, like, immunities and like really big buttons are what you need for this pull right here, right? On top of this, we have AMZ too. This is where, again, if you're in voice, like, this is where I'm squealing. Like, I'm, like, squealing to, like, use AMZ and potions here, right? Because if you, like, right here, even if, like, AMZ would have saved you, I think, right here, right? Okay, so it does get, unlucky. We're actually not out of, we're just barely out of the AMZ. We just step into it at the last second. Yeah, unfortunate. Our DK might be able to solo this. Your DK shouldn't die to this. I would just release and start running back. Yep. I think your DK almost certainly should be able to solo that. So it's actually not that bad. Timer is not great because we have those deaths there, but another small thing here too. Earth Ellie gives you health, right? So like going back now and like looking at some, like trying to take inventory of what we have Astral Shift and we have Earth Ellie and we had AMZ, right? We had a lot of stuff that would help us. We had a lot of buttons here. Don't forget to use Earth Ellie for the health bonus. If we're we should be running that conduit, I think, with the Kyrian thing. But yeah, we definitely could have lived there with we pressed Astral Shift actually. It was a little late though. Like if you know a debuff is going to sit on you, you have to press that Astral Shift early. We're ticking away. When do we get it? Yeah, but we do get Astral Shift for some of it, but we could have just been a little bit cleaner. Okay, let's see. We're running back. Our DK is probably soloing this guy. Yeah, he's good. Okay, we go here. All this stuff is pretty boring, so I'm just going to skip ahead. There's not really too much to talk about here. Make sure we purge these. Your DK is stealing that? That's a little weird. Is he going into the side and doing 3? I don't really understand stealing the Magus there. Okay, anyway, let's just move on. What happens here? Just swirlies? What is the death that we have here? Our rogue just like immediately dies on pull. Oh, is it inspired? Oh, you might be right. Maybe that's why? I don't think that guy's inspired, though. Anyway, our rogue gets meleeed, I think. Our demon hunter gets hit by a swirly, it looks like. Yeah. Oh, no, what happens here? Oh, no. We're greeting a little bit here. This is where, again, right? You can say, oh, I'm dumb, I didn't move or whatever, but this is like a pretty clear situation of where our visual clutter is hurting us, right? Because see right here, look at what's going on in the middle of our screen, right? I would always like to see eye trackers in these situations too. I've always thought about getting an eye tracker and just like seeing it for moments like this, but very clearly there was some element of distraction or something or visual clutter here because we literally don't even realize those bone spikes are going off. And look, I can't say I've never died to those before because I definitely have, but this isn't too bad again because I think you can get summoned here. Looks like our team, oh man, lots of deaths here. This area unfortunately lost us a lot of time. You were talking to the tank about life. Okay, fair enough. I've definitely had talking to the chat deaths. Okay, we're skipping this. This is actually a difficult pull. This pull, a lot of people don't realize it can be scary. All right, so we're watching the frontals. Okay, we dispel ourselves. See, you have to be so quick to dispel, right? Watch out. Oh, okay, I don't hate your decision there to just wait. What happens here? Okay, so right, like the debuff comes out like every 6 seconds, so you need to dispel almost right away when these debuffs come out, or you're gonna giga fall behind, right? But you dispel the curse. The curse actually I don't really think does anything. All it does is just drop the fear things on the ground. It's not the same curse as the other one. So you need to be dispelling this debuff, and we're like giga falling behind on dispels here. And I actually really like the link. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, granted, we don't want to be in this scenario. Okay, Ascendance was a little bit overkill. Link, okay, what? Our poor rogue, man. Link and Ascendance was overkill. I definitely think using 1 was a great play that a lot of people wouldn't have done, but I think using 2 was probably overkill. Also, like, you just need to tell your Warlock to take out his imp for this part. I think that there's like nothing wrong with that, because like Warlocks like barely lose damage for that, right? And clearly you're not getting any help with dispelling stuff. Like if this is a team that you play with regularly, or people that you play with regularly, you need to either get them to be dwarves or have an imp dispel for this. I mean, granted, you know, we don't really care about this dungeon anymore because it's going away at the end, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so the Warlock does take his imp out for the boss, which I think is good. We're blasting away. This is actually like a pretty chill boss with a Warlock. So one thing, who has Draw Soul? Who needs the healing right here? In this cluster of all these animations, we don't know who has Draw Soul. Actually, it's both the melee, because you can see the beams, but that's beside the point. But if you have Draw Soul debuff on the frames, you can very easily just Riptide, because it gives them the max health buff, right? And so, like, it helps you. And granted, right, if they do everything perfectly, they're not going to die. But let's be honest, like, not everyone always does it perfectly. And so, even just, like, putting that Riptide beforehand to give the max health and, like, pre-using a healing wave on whoever you think is most likely to have a problem will save you deaths on this boss over time. For sure it will. Again, like, Fortified with double Dispel, this is, like, a pretty chill fight. Yeah, don't be afraid to be using Healing Wave more in this fight too, because mana can be an issue on a Grievous. But it looks like you're paying attention. I do see a couple Healing Waves. I do see Healing Waves and Mana Tide. I don't know if it's worth it to be using Chains here. I know you're using Chains, but I haven't like run any math on it or figured that out or anything. But I think I might just completely ignore the Lego on this fight, because it's almost definitely not worth pressing in single target, right? The one thing you want to do with Chains on this fight is press Chain Lightning every now and then, just so you can bank an instant cast Chain Heal. But that's really all you want to do. So like you use Chain Lightning, and then you just have that instant cast Chain Heal whenever you need it. That's like how I would be playing Chains on this fight. I wouldn't be like actively pressing Chain Heal or Chain Lightning. And again, it's like kind of fine because it's Fort and it's dying fast and you have Bloodlust and stuff, but let's see, where do we link here? I guess it was just because the Rogue, yeah, you were just like trying to heal the Rogue and the Rogue did not want to be healed or whatever. Okay, and I'll show everyone one more thing for this boss. So every four draw souls or debuffs, you get this overlap right here. And if you have DBM or bigwigs, you can see it coming. When you see draw soul upcoming and then parasite right after, this is where people are going to die, right? This is the big scary moment. The boss might die before we get to see it, but basically what's going to happen is two people are going to get draw sold. They're going to take a bunch of damage, and then immediately two debuffs are going to go out, right? Watch. And so right here, this Warlock, now he's a Warlock, so he can never die, but this is, see that? Yeah, see that? Yep. Okay. I swear I didn't watch this video beforehand, but so that's the moment where you need to be ready to press like big buttons. So for a Shaman, ideally, like one of them you use Link and one of them you use Ascendance. Or at the very least, like you make sure you're precasting those heals. But that's like the scary part that you need to watch for, is when people get draw souls and then there's going to be debuffs immediately. One thing you can do that's really cool as a priest is you can pre-mass dispel. So you can just literally press the mass dispel. So as soon as the debuffs go out, you just finish the cast and it like the debuffs don't hit at all. Or GS is a really good button to press too. Okay, looks like we do. Hold on. Not to embarrass you here, but I'm gonna embarrass you. Oh man, you thought I was gonna skip over it. You thought I was gonna skip over it. How much can I bench? I don't lift anymore. All right, again, not using focus targets, right? Unless I'm missing it, like when you run into this pole, you definitely want to focus target the sludge spewer because that guy's going to jump in some random place and you're never going to be able to find him when you need to. So you definitely want to focus target that guy for focus kick. Another thing here is you don't have a disease dispel, which is kind of Monka. Not having a disease dispel in theater is definitely Monka. Do you even have a Necrolord? Who's even Necrolord? I guess it's the rogue? Man, you gotta, if this is a pug, you gotta kick somebody for a Windwalker. Oh, the DK is? Oh, that's kind of pog. Alright, so we do this pack, and then we come over here. I don't really, this is fine. We experimented with a lot of stuff like this. I mean, ultimately, this is a pug, so we don't have any say. Alright, so right away, this is another one, right? This Arbalest is gonna blast. I'll tell you exactly, well, I don't know if your team's gonna chain, but there's gonna be two parts that are scary here, right? Well, let's see which mini-boss we get. We get Nekthara, which is bad. Okay. So the Arbalest is shooting. I guess we're not going to chain until the Arbalest dies. Drop our Vesper. We just blasted. This is really tough on DPS, though, right? The problem with doing it like this, and I understand doing it like this is fine, but what people pop their cooldowns here, and then the mini-boss takes a very, very long time. This isn't so much advice for our healer friend, obviously, but it's just stuff to think about. This is the stuff that Dorky's really, really good at that a lot of people like don't understand as much is like, okay, see how much like we're using all of our cooldowns and like damage on this one Arbalest, and then now what do we do? Like we can chain into this guy, but like, man, we have no damage for this guy, and this mini boss is going to take a very, very long time unfortified. We do have the relic, which is nice. Oh geez. Okay, so a scary moment here that we have to watch out for. I should have called for it beforehand, but the very first roar that this guy does, the reason it's scary is because this pack also spawns with relics, and the relics are going to be blasting people, and everyone's not going to be topped, right? And so, okay, I don't know what happened to our DH friend. Our DH friend might have dipped his toes in the sword or gotten meleeed or something. I don't know what exactly happened there, but that was okay. But I think it's good as a healer just to be like really conscious of that and even like warn people if you're in voice to like use stuff. We try that was a respectable effort to try and line of sight that, but we cannot line of sight there. Dude, our team is just chain feeding. What is going on here, dude? Okay, we drop a link. Oh no, but there's the circle. Oh no, our DH and the rogue get hit by that? Oh, this is chaos. This is absolute chaos. Yeah, this guy is hitting hard. This guy is not fun on Grievous. One thing to notice, this is like a small thing, but from playing with Dorky, this is like something that, you know, he's really good at and you sort of pick up. So watch our DK's runic power, right? Just to like kind of get a feel for how the pull's going for him. So he's at like 114, 74, 90, right? He's got like 2 death strikes perma that he can always use, right? Still sitting at 94. Things start to go poorly, right? 109, he's chilling. What happens there? You see that? Is he playing like Bone Storm or something? Or he just literally loses all of his runic power like instantly. He might have like Death Strike back to back or something, but either way, see what happens now all of a sudden. Now your DK's hurting, right? I actually really like how your runic power tracker changes color. That's actually a really cool addition, because I don't think mine does that, right? That's actually really, really cool. I think that one's better than the one I use. But now you can see that he starts to struggle, right? Now he's with either 1 or 0 death strike there for a while with that and it was just like a small little moment there, but it was interesting to see that like your tank was in a little bit of trouble there if that would have lived for a while. And that's a time as a healer where it's good to just start dumping some heals into your blood DK just to like help him catch up so he doesn't feel like he has to like death strike. Yeah, well, it does turn gray, but I don't know, I just like the colors better. I like the colors how they I like green and white and red. Like I like the 3 levels of colors instead of mine is just like faded out or not. If the number is purple, it means that the tank doesn't have bone shield up. Hopefully it doesn't turn purple. That's not a good color for it to be. Dude, I'm kind of confused about it, right? Like, can you explain this right here? Like, okay, so the guy dies, and then we have 63 runic power. Does the tank just death strike this guy, like, for damage? Is that what happens here? I'm not sitting here trying to all of a sudden backseat your tank, but now that I'm watching the runic power tracker, like, this is a moment where you just like want to be building up infinite runic power all the time. Like, it's a little weird to be death striking this guy for damage, and then now we have to go into the next pull with 30 RP. New to DK? Yeah. Well, so that's something that, you know, Dorky can give better advice on for sure. But like, the best advice that I can give for DK is like, don't treat runic power like it's a builder spender class. Like, I know if you read a raid guide, it'll tell you that if you have 125 runic power or whatever, you should just death strike for damage. But unless you're like omega hyper giga comfortable, like sitting at 125 like this is totally fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with playing like this. And it could have been just like a moment or whatever too. Like, it's not like I've been watching this the whole time, but that's like a pretty common thing that DKs do, is they almost like, if they have high runic power, they just press death strike no matter what. Like, you don't want to just dump your you know, your runic power for death strike. There's nothing wrong with just sitting at 125. And we're doing a good job line of sighting this guy, killing these mini bosses. Our timer is not great. Our timer is definitely depleto at this point, but we're still making our way through. So we're going to MC this. So one thing you can do that Zalia does is you can line these arbalists with these, see, like this little thingy, this little spike thingy right here. So one thing that Zalia and Clicks will do is they'll stand one of them here, and they'll just weave in and out whenever they're targeted by arbalists. Especially if you don't have a bunch of dwarves to dwarf off the bleed, that can be a good thing to do. I know it's tempting to kind of just want to like go balls deep and just like sit in your Vesper and everything, but especially if there's a mini boss alive, or if you just get unlucky with the Arbalest. I mean, it's not super bad. Another thing is you can just like pop cooldowns here. Like, you can just rip Ascendance and it's fine. We rip Link, which is, I think, good too. Link is good on a pull like this. Alright, so I think you should always skip this next mini boss, but I don't know if we have the tools to do so. This next mini boss is insane. Okay, you can Warlock Gate. Okay, good. Definitely have a button for Dismiss Elemental too. I guess you can. No, yeah. See, you can't do that. You can have a macro to dispel Elemental. It'll like, you're fine if that, like, it'll do that. But if you're ever worried about your Elemental, you can have a button for that. Just like put it over here. Like, make a macro for whatever it is, like it's like unsummon something. If you just Google like dismiss Earthelly macro, you'll find it, and then just throw it over here with all like your stupid like buttons that you don't really use, and just have it there to click if you need to like do a skip or whatever. This fight is omega giga chill on Shaman, because you can just like you can keep Flame Shock on the banner for damage all the time. You're actually focusing the banner. I don't know if you need to. Do you really need to kill the banner here? I would just be using the banner for funnel. Oh no, your DH buddy's dead. This is not ideal. Commentary on live streams. I don't think anyone is really like pushing important keys to talk about, really. If there was like a cool push week or something, but no one's really doing anything lately. It's not like the good old days. Yeah, we're focusing down the banners. I guess maybe just for safety or whatever, but you're hard chilling on banners, and having the banner alive actually helps your damage, so. Like, having the banner alive to put Flame Shock on so you can just get procs off the boss is actually really, really good. There's not really that much to talk about this boss. I'm gonna probably just skip ahead. With Shaman, this boss is Omega free. Just because the only times you get in trouble is when you can just Ghost Wolf the slows. Alright, so again, right? Beating a dead horse here, but focus target the Sludge Spewer. Oh nice, we have repairs. Guild repairs, good. I would say this whole area is chill, but I know we have not, at some point, deaths exceed key level, so something's bound to happen. This part is just really, really annoying and uninspiring. There's only so much you can do. So one thing, if you're trying to do a woe skip here, well, I guess we're not, right? Because, well, keep in mind DK pets are like super giga buggy with woes, with woe. So you usually need to kill your pet before you do any like woe shenanigans in here, but we killed the woe pack earlier, so it was fine. What do we do here? Blind? That's okay, I guess. There's not really a good way to deal with this pack. I mean, I think what we were doing on Inspiring was like we would just skip this pack. We would like woe past it and then just do something else that was annoying later. This is all easy. This is all easy. The thing that you have to worry about most in this area is the chops. Oh, we're invis belting? Oh, something's happening here. Yeah, so the big killer in these packs is the butcher doing the chop. Oh no, where's our DK? What is happening? Wait, what? What is going on? So I guess the DH dying desynced the relics from the gas bag. And then your tank went to try and go back and yoink the relics from the gas bag, but it just pulled it anyway. Oh my gosh. This was, yeah. I respect the effort to try and go back and sneak the relics. That was a little bit greedy. That is literally 100% something Dorky would do. That is absolutely something Dorky would just be like, yo, shit, I bet I can grab these relics. And then just start running down the stairs with a gas bag. And then we have this captain. Can we grab it? It's going to evade, I think, right? I don't think we can do anything to it. It's just going to evade. Oh, no, wait, we got it. Oh, nice. Okay, good. I'm surprised it didn't snap back. It literally just walked all the way. I guess somehow everyone was still in combat with it, or the DK was still in combat with it or something. How often do I pop Cloudburst healing by yourself? I'll only do it if I'm trying to proc Vesper or if somebody's going to die if I don't. Otherwise, there's not very much reason to. Okay, here we go. Surely we don't have any problems here. We drop a link. It's totally fine to just blast cooldowns on these pulls because it's fortified, so you shouldn't really need too much on the bosses. And we're mainly just watching to see who the butcher uses chop on. We have a woe relic somehow. What in the world is happening here? Hold on. I don't think there's a relic in this pack, is there? So we actually do get, after all this, we get the relic, the woe relic from that last... Oh no, because the woe was already here. So we pulled the relics in the gas bag, got the woe drifter, then wiped, and then ran back down, and then we kill the woe, and then we try and woe skip, but we don't. I'm trying to figure out what happens here. It's the DK pet, right? It's the DK pet. Trying to skip with the DK pet is I don't think it works. I think your DK is about to pull everything. Watch, you're chilling, right? And then then they all see your DK, they all run to the DK. You can't do woe skips with the pet. Yep. I think there's maybe some way to make it work, because I've seen it work sometimes. It almost has to be like, I don't know exactly how it works, but either way, it's not as... So what you can do in this scenario, if you have potion, is you can onk and then immediately invis potion, and you won't have to do weird stuff. I don't know, it looks like, oh, you don't have a potion, but you can't actually onk. Well, another thing you could do maybe is like onk and then run further into the room, and then they can try and knife you. There's like little weird stuff you can do here for sure. Like I think right here I would try and onk and then run further into the room and then get knifed. Like your rogue should have a knife probably. Maybe the warlock does too. Alright, what happens here? We're just chilling. Oh, is this just the end of the key? The tragic walk back. It looks like everyone just gave up, and here we are. Here's our opening scene where we're just sitting there where Gorchop is alive and we're just staring at this captain. Yeah, this was the opening scene of the video that we watched. Well, that was a great key. I honestly don't think you played that bad. I thought you played reasonably well. There were just a few small things, and like a 25 fortified, like this is a hard key. This isn't an easy key. Like fortified, grievous, inspiring theater. This is a hard key. Like I know I say a lot of things that might seem not reasonable to most people about like, oh, the warlock should be imp dispelling, or people need dwarves, or like knowing to distinguish when you should use Ascendance versus when you should use Spirit Link, but like this is a hard key. This is like definitely a giga hard key where you need like a pretty good understanding of a lot of stuff if you want to like cleanly get through it.